So, how much you pay your property managers?
10%. So
Percent.
10% of the rent, and they get the first month. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
First month that rent. So in essence, when we get it rented, I don't get anything until month 2.
Got it. And if the tenant happens to leave in this beginning period, it's like a month, they just disappear.
They re-rent the property, but I don't have to pay the lease fee.
What's the biggest thing you learned becoming a landlord?
Leverage resources, man. That was the biggest thing, because my rental properties are in Illinois, and for a while I was flying back and forth, right, just to keep my eyes on the property. Although I got family and everything back there, but then I had a situation where one of my tenants set the freaking garage on fire at like 3:00 in the morning.
Nice.
And he called me and was like, "Hey, what do I do?" I said, "What do you mean? What do you do? You call a freaking fire department."
Why? How do you live by? How to start out getting a fire?
It's in a rural area, and he was out there like burning leaves, and then he left, thought the fire was out, and then kind of the garage was vinyl and plywood, so it just caught.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up. So what happened with that property, right, was got the insurance money, was getting ready to do the re-put the garage up, and he came into a windfall of money, I think from like a lawsuit or something like that. And I was looking to sell the property anyway. So I told him, I said, "Hey, you know what? I'll finance the property for you. I do a seller finance. I'll finance the property for you if you want to buy it." And I was telling him, young black guy, I was telling him, the importance of home ownership, building equity, building, getting the tax benefits, the depreciation, all of that kind of stuff. So really educating them, right? So landlords, sometimes if you have these relationships with your tenants, try and educate them, along the process. So educated him on that, and he gave me $17K down. This was probably like 8 years ago. He gave me like $17K down. A property was worth like 85, something like that. So he gave me $17K down. Then I had a note. We'll still have a note on it for I think it's 20 years, something like that. And he told me, don't worry about putting up the garage, because he drives rigs. So he was going to put up a big like pole barn for his truck. So I ended up able to keep the insurance money from the garage, redid the vinyl siding on the back side of the house because of the heat, kind of melted that. And so I made out. I mean, just than that, got the $17K from him, plus it was like another $35K on the garage. So what's that? That's $52.
Nice.
So made out with like $52,000 check, and then I just rolled that money into another unit.
It's cool how things work out. So did they ever pay you off yet? Or do they still pay you?
Still paying.
Still paying it.
A little inconsistent, but again, trying to help the guy out. I mean, he's current. It's just that, hey, you know what? I might get $800 in 3 months versus every month, $250 every month, right? So I'm like, $250 is not going to kill me if I don't get it, each month. That's just me being, kind of a softie, but he's always made good.
Let's as long as there's communication, right? And that's what we were just talking about in the other podcast. It was like, right, just being human, just talking to people. And if they're communicating, they're working hard, and they're good for it,
Yeah.
it's okay, man. You don't have to be all cutthroat.